Hi everybody, it's Matthew here from Bead Spider, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make some fantastic little beaded charms using brick stitch with a Christmas theme. So if you haven't done too much brick stitch before, I am going to go through the basics of how to do the entire process for you. And in the end, I'm going to show you how to make a really fun little beaded wreath that essentially has like a hole in the middle. So it's a little bit more complex than your standard brick stitch, just to sort of make things a bit more interesting. Plus that way I can sort of show you a few different techniques other than just the just the basics. I'm going to go a bit more involved. So we'll start with the basics and move on from there to a few extra sort of slightly more advanced steps, I suppose. But yeah, how's everybody doing this morning? I see we've already got a few people who've dropped in. Oluyumi is here. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I hope so. We've got Seema, Monica's here, Dana as well. Bella Mulcha, I guess. It's Doris. Okay, yeah, we've got Doris, Rachel, and Deborah. All of you saying hello and good morning from all over the world, actually. You know, we've got people in the US here already, so Niceville in Florida. Sounds like a lovely place to live. But yeah, lots and lots of people dropping in, which is always good fun, what we want to see. Let's see. Right, I'll just mention this one just here. So Elaine, just yesterday, she's just popped in a comment. She said, "Hi Matthew, I ordered the Christmas pack yesterday and it came today." Which was very, very quick. So we mailed that out yesterday. She's got that one already. She said, "I haven't got my patterns. Are they a PDF that's sent?" So yes, the answer to that question is with your email. When you place your order, you get a little order confirmation email. And in that email, that's where you can download all the files that come included with your big pattern bundle. So for example, the big pattern, the big mega Christmas super bundle, there's 4 different patterns that you get included. So our complete guide to brick stitch is in there. You get the 28 Christmas patterns. You also get the 5 pen wrap patterns plus the instructions for how to use all of the different findings that you get included. So that, if you couldn't find it, when you place your order, the order confirmation email, they're all right there, and you just click the button and it should download them. It'll take you off to the website where you can download them straight away. As long as you're logged in, it shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. Yeah, lots and lots of people joining in today. So many comments flooding in. This is great. Everybody seems like they're excited and ready. For example, Charlotte here says that she missed my earlier ones this week as work was hellacious. Well, hopefully today can be a bit more chilled, relaxed, a bit of beading fun with me here, and of course with you at home. I've got my lovely cup of tea here, which, because it's all flipped, it says Wetam rather than Mathew. Have you got your have you got your tea or your coffee, whatever it is that you need? Have you got your beads? Are you ready for some fun? You know, we've got lots and lots of people running in. Purple Penny, this is a funny one. She said, I'll see if I can put it on the screen, can I? Ooh, no. But she says, "Nearly didn't get here. The kitten ran across my keyboard and wrought havoc. Deleted lots of emails." Well, luckily you were able to find that. But yeah, let's get on with the tutorial, shall we? I'll show you some of the patterns because I know you're eager to see them. For sure, you're going to be eager to be seeing those little fellas. There are 28. I know that when we did our Halloween patterns, Skeletoni was very, very popular. So I've done a kind of that's not what I'm going to be demonstrating today, but the kind of thing that I'll be demonstrating, one of the patterns that we did, since everybody loved Skeletoni so much, I've also done a similar little fellow, which is Ryan Deer. So a little reindeer with a little red nose, but instead of calling him Rudolph, we called him Ryan Deer. But yeah, he's in the vein of you know, Skeletoni, because I know a lot of people like that one. But yes, let's see. We've got some baubles in there, which, do you know what? I can show you. We've got baubles, we've got polar bears, we've got candles, we've got Christmas lights. There's a lovely mug in there, a Christmas mug. The wreath, which is, Jan Alston didn't like my Ryan Deere joke. She said, "Oh dear." Yes, that is pretty accurate representation, I would think. We've got the Christmas wreath, which is this one here, which is what I'm going to be showing you demonstration-wise today. This is today's tutorial. What else have I got here? We've got... yes, angels, we've got shoes, we've got stars. When I say shoes, I mean like a stocking, sorry. We've got presents, we've got a North Pole sign. There's little mittens as well. Let's have a look. We've got Rudolph the reindeer. And we've got our little snowman, plus we've got a Christmas jumper. There's Christmas trees in there as well. I'm literally just running through them. I'm going to show you some in a minute. Santa with a tassel beard, which is very, very fun. Great. Yep, we've got Santa's sleigh, a Santa's hat, and a bigger bauble too. So lots and lots of very fun things that we have put into the pattern. I'll just pop the screen over so we can have a look at the sorts of things, for example. So here's like a little snowman fella. This is what the little Christmas jumper looks like. There's the little Christmas tree there too. You've got your little Christmas boot. You've got a Christmas light, which I think this one would look really cute, hung from like a necklace or something. If you did multiple of them sort of along a little necklace, if you wanted to, that could be quite a nice one. Then we've got, Elaine says, cute pattern. I hope I can find them. Well, Elaine, don't you worry. We will make sure that you do get your patterns. We know you've placed your order because but we'll definitely help you to get those patterns straight away if you can't find the email. But anyway, there's our little stylized angel as well. And then this one, it always makes me sing. Every time I see it, the little Santa bauble. Because every time I see it, I want to go, Santa bauble. But yeah, so those are some of the ones that we've got in that little pattern sheet, which obviously you can make as many as you like. With our little pattern, the big kit that we're doing, our super kit, which hopefully I can show you the products on our website soon. Does also, so you'll get the patterns for those charms. You get one of these little pens. You get the pen wrap patterns included as well. Wait a minute, let's put my face up in the corner, shall we? Hopefully I'm working okay and not looking... Ooh, I've chosen the wrong shirt, it seems. Stripy shirts are not good for the camera, it seems. Hopefully they don't look too bad on your screen. My stripy shirt looks really funny on my monitor. But yeah, so we've got the black, green, red, white, gold and blue size 11 delicas included. You've also got all of those patterns. You've got the pen as well. In fact, shall I show you what you get in one? I'll open one up for you and then I'll get on with the tutorial. So like I said, these patterns, the big bundle, it does include the free gift at the minute, so that you also get for free the little pen, so you can do pen wraps with. You also get plenty of thread with a needle, of course, because all of our threads come with beading needle. So you've got plenty of thread right there, 20 meters of thread, which should do lots of projects for you. What else have we got here? We've got, like I said, our little packets of beads. So you've got the red, the blue, the white, the green, the gold, and the black, all in there included. Then we've also got, which I should show you just here, our little findings pack, which I didn't manage to show you yesterday, but I've got them all here. So these are the sorts of different findings that we can, that you can be using. So we've got the ball chain, which I'm going to demonstrate this with our little shirt at the end, I think. I might make it into a little necklace. We've got some brooches in there. Dora says, yippee, we've got Mathew back in the corner. Yes, here I am. I'm in the corner again. You know, so that you can enjoy my face while I'm talking to you rather than just seeing my hands. But yeah, you've got brooches if you want to do some brooch backs. You've got little earring pieces as well. Then there's some findings here for the shimmer ball chain. You've got jump rings as well. Lots and lots of different things so that you can make necklaces, you can do bracelets, you can do you know, brooches, earrings, all sorts with your bundle. Lots and lots of findings in there included as well. But I'll show you as well something else that we don't sell them, so I thought I would just show you. It was a really cute idea. What size is the needle in the kits? It's one of our size 11 needles. So we always do size 11 needles. That's what you get when you order this kit, because it's a very useful size. Charlotte, for example, she's here. She says, I'm loving my Halloween bundle. Well, this is very, very similar, but for Christmas. But yeah, so these teeny weeny pegs, I saw an idea, which I thought was fantastic, is that you could glue one of your little pieces to these little pegs, and they make nice little gifts that you can sort of hold your Christmas cards. I've done it the other way. You can hang your Christmas cards with these little fellas like this just here, or even you could give them as gifts that you can pop onto your little mug, so that there's your little peg sitting on the mug there. See that just there in my tiny little corner up the top? And then you could have your little snowman or whichever one right up there on your mug. I should have put it on the bigger screen so that you could really see what I'm doing here. But yeah, there's lots and lots of fun ways that you can use these little findings and things as well. Like, ooh, I've got my thread. Make sure that doesn't get in my drink. There you go. So you could have your little mug there, and then have that glued onto the peg, and it may make a super cute little present. You can do loads of them. Just hang them wherever you want. But yes. Lastly as well, which it's not included, but we do have them in the product category, is if you want to get the little hair grips, you could always, for example, take your little Christmas shirt, glue it onto a hair grip there, and then when you want to wear it, you just pop it into your hair, and you know, and then Bob is your uncle, or your elf uncle, maybe, who knows. But yeah, so I like the wine charms idea, says Charlotte Benner. There we go. Yes, I like what is it? Yes, the holiday cheer mugs. Exactly. That's exactly the idea. So that's quite a fun sort of thing that you can do with these designs. Additional to just sort of just making them from earrings and things. Kim asks, do you ship to Nova Scotia, Canada? And Daphne also just comments in, good morning from Canada. Seems all the Canadians have just arrived. Yes, we certainly do ship to Canada. We ship to the whole world, actually. The US and Canada, we have a flat rate of £6.50. For shipping, for standard shipping, or you can get an invoice if you would like it tracked. And then for worldwide shipping, we do we do like an invoice. So essentially, you choose whether you want standard or tracked, and then we'll fill your order, get it all. Wait, let's just put my face back on the screen. Yeah, we'll fill your order. We get it all prepped, weighed, and then work out the cheapest way that we could send it to you, and then just send you an invoice for that amount. So essentially, you're only paying the minimum amount for shipping if you order from us, because we do it that way, rather than sort of just going, you know, here's a £20 fee if you want it shipped to New Zealand. We don't do that. If it's a small order, we'll weigh it and then figure out the exact price for you. But yeah, into Europe, it's flat rate £6, and then the UK, if you're a member on our website, it's free as long as you're spending over £10, and then £2.50 for all else. But there we go. That's all of the sort of the information that you might need all together. Here we go. So let's start with our little pattern now, shall we? So as I said, I'm going to do our little Christmas wreath here. So because these ones are quite small, and brick stitch, it's a little bit difficult to do the word chart because you kind of have to go here, then there, and all over the place. We don't give you a word chart because odds are it's gonna be confusing because it doesn't really tell you sort of like, for example, if we had a word chart, it would say A, C, 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 A, B, B, you know, and it would be very, very confusing. So it's sort of just... we work it out exactly so that you've just got lovely big patterns. You can see the size of it compared to my face so that you can really see clearly the letters so that so it's easy to work it out. So essentially, let me just show you a diagram on how to read a brick stitch pattern. So here we go. Essentially, the way that it works, you're going back and forth, row by row, down or up, whichever is better for you, along and across, over and over, until you get to sort of the bottom or the top or whatever it is that you fancy. So in terms of the one that we're going to do today, I'm going to start at the bottom. I'll tell you why in a minute. I know I've said starting here, but I'm going to start at the bottom just because I can show you it a bit different. Usually it's better to start here, but I'm going to start down the bottom and you'll kind of see why. In terms of the demonstration, it makes it a bit easier for me. But anyway, so based on that little diagram, where you would start, you would go here, sort of thing, and then you would just go all the way there, then back and across again, and then down and across again, and down and across again, and so forth. And that's how you would make your brick stitch patterns, almost sort of like your like one of those old loom type machines, how they go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, all the way down. That's essentially how you do your patterns. So if we want to start off, for example, I'm going to do like a mini piece just to sort of show you, and then I'll get into this sort of pattern. So what I'll do, essentially, is just show you the basics to start off. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is get yourself a piece of thread, which, just like yesterday, I cut myself one, and now I've lost my piece of thread. Oh no, here it is. I found it. Ta-da! And we thread on a needle onto one end of our little piece of thread there. So there we go. We'll just thread my spiral on thread there, and what we're going to do, I'll just show you the diagram here. No, wrong one. I hope it's not going to keep doing that all the time. Wait a minute. So yeah, essentially when you've got your here we go. So Elaine, good way of explaining. So if I start in the middle, do you work from top or bottom? Wait a minute. I'll just put it back on the screen real quick. So if I show you the diagram, for example, where's a good one I can show you where it's a little less complicated? So here's our Christmas light, for example. It says start here. So this blue arrow, which it's on the sort of the pattern sheet, the blue arrow will show you how to do, so this is the direction your tail thread goes, and this is the direction your weaving thread goes. So if you start here, you'll have a tail thread, which I'll show you in a minute. You'll weave this side this way, and then you'll continue weaving up, down, like this, and then you can use your tail thread to weave down, 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 all the way until you get to the bottom. So if you start in the middle, it means that you can use one thread to go one direction, and you can use the other thread to go the other direction. So it's a really useful little trick. So if we just get started, the first thing I'm going to do here is, oh, wait a minute, bloody diagrams giving me grief. Let's just move on to the next one. Here we go. Here we go. There. Okay, good. So it might reset it, but now it shouldn't cause me that grief anymore. It should stay where I want it to be. So if we have a look at this, essentially what we're going to do is pick up two beads, the first two beads in our little row, which in the wreath, we'll go for a row where they're both green beads. So I'll just pour myself out some green beads, and what we do is go through those two beads a few times so that you guarantee that you've kind of got them in the right positions. I'll stick my little instruction up there in the top corner for you. And what I'm going to do is take my two first little beads. Let's zoom right in, shall we? Take my first two little beads, and essentially I'm going to go through them a few times. Now this is the point at which you can leave yourself a nice long tail if you want to for weaving yourself that bottom piece. So if you want to have a lovely, like if you're sort of working in the middle, hi to Linny, by the way, she's just joined in. Hi Linny, thanks for watching, thanks for joining. So yeah, if you want to leave yourself a nice tail because you're working in the middle of a piece, like for example on this little Christmas bauble, if you started on the middle row, you'd kind of want to use somewhere roughly towards the middle of your thread so that you can do one half down and the other half up. So whatever size thread you might, tail thread you might need, essentially, if you always err on the side of using extra thread, so you don't have to weave in a second thread, but it's not the end of the world if you have to. It's an easy enough process. So anyway, leaving the right sort of tail thread that you need, just weave through both beads again. Wait a minute. There we go. Through both beads again, and pull them so that, as I said, you're going back through both beads. It might not quite sit side by side just yet, but with a little bit of time, you can sort of just get them to sit very nicely side by side, one next to the other. See that there? So it's a little bit loose just now, so I recommend when you start, weave through them both one more time. So, wait a minute. There we go. So I'm coming out of this bead. I'm going to go back up this one once more. And, whoops, just out of shot there for a second. Sorry about that. There we go. So now I'm back over here. And then I'll go back down this thread so that I'm in position once more. Hi to Alison Newton, by the way. She's just joined us. She's from Cape Town, South Africa. I think you might be the furthest person away, maybe. Unless we've got maybe Seema in India, maybe. I don't know which one's closer, which one's further. Straight line distance. But anyway, so as you can see, wait, I'll turn it upside down so it matches the diagram. We've got our tail coming out one side and our other thread coming out the other side there, just the same as our little diagram. So what we do now, we continue along our little pattern, and let's just say I'm working, whoop, a bit too close, but anyway, let's say I'm working along this line here. So I'll continue working along. I've got to do quite a few little A beads, and what we're going to do now is create what's called a ladder stitch. So you start your brick stitch by doing a ladder, which essentially the way you do that, we pick up one bead, then we're going to weave back up through the bead that we're coming out of. Oh wow, we got someone from Slovenia as well. Jasmina is from Slovenia, Eleanor from Canada. Everybody, tell me where you are. I want to know who's in the most exotic places, who's in the least exotic places. But yeah, so then I'm going to, as I said, I'll pick up one bead, I'll weave back through, and then back down into that bead that I've just added. So let's just pop them up into the corner. And essentially, like I said, with my tail thread kind of out the way. Ooh, where are my hands? There, I've got a film here. Let me just adjust this slightly so I can bring it a little closer. There we go. So pick up one more bead. Like I said, there we go. There's one bead. And what we're going to do is, with my thread coming out of this one, we're going to weave back around so that we're coming out the same spot. So if you look at the diagram, see how we start at the top of the bead, we weave around, and then we come back out the same direction of the bead. So I need to, with my thread coming out this way, I need to go down this bead here so that we're essentially, see, look, there's where my thread starts, and this is where it ends. So that when I pull it, it locks it nice and firmly beside the other beads there. So see that? 3 little beads nicely in a row, but we're not quite in position to do our next bead in the row. So we just have to continue in that same circle. We're coming out of this thread here, so we need to follow this path and go back into this bead just here. So pull that through there. Whoops. Oh, we got people in Lincolnshire. Linda from Bethlehem. Okay. Very interesting. I think I've heard of someone else who's from there, you know. Doris is in North Wales. here we go. So I've just woven from here and then up into this bead. Not very exotic. Buffalo, New York. Well, it's exotic for me because, I'm from Sydney and I'm living in the UK and I've never been to Buffalo and I'd like to go. So we're just going to continue now, adding a few extra beads in that same way. So we're coming out of this side of the thread now. So we'll weave into this side so that when we pull it tight, our thread is going to be coming out where it started again. And, sorry about that. When we pull that, they sit side by side. Then if I try to do it as zoomed in as possible, maybe I'll zoom out a little so it keeps focus better. Then I'm going to just weave back down again and pull that tight. So Eve has just asked, what brick stitch pattern are we making? I'll show you very quickly, Eve, since you've asked. Here we go. Here's Eve's question here. Just zoom out. I'm making this beautiful brick stitch wreath. And the reason I've chosen this one is because it has a big fat hole in the middle. And I thought you might go, how am I going to do this big hole in the middle? Well, I'm going to show you. But yeah, there you go. That's it should answer your question there, Eve, I hope. The Isle of Sheppey in Kent, says Lenny. Lots of people from all over the place. This is great. We're multicultural today. Lisa is in New Jersey. Loads and loads of people. So let's continue on now. And I'll just do a couple more beads just to do a little mini piece so that you can sort of get the gist of how to start your brick stitch. So just sort of continue along, adding little bead by little bead into your little first initial ladder stitch. So I'll just do one more bead and that will sort of get us started with doing our little ladder stitch piece. So the next thing that we're going to do is whether or not we are, here we go, there we go. So if I just make a little mini piece just to sort of show you the basics, essentially what we need to do is extend upwards. So looking at our little pattern of our wreath, see how if we started here, it gets a little bit wider. So we'll say we're, yeah. So we're doing a mini piece just here. So let's just say we're moving upwards now, but we need to be a little bit wider. So you can see at both ends, it's wider at this end and it's wider at this end. So I'll show you how you do that. So the first thing that we're going to do is, just because we're on our last little bead of the row, I always recommend going in and weaving through these last beads one more time just to lock it in. So through the bead previous, pull that tight. So there we go. Can you see that? There we go, through that bead previous and then back into this bead to get us into position, but it will sort of lock your ladder nice and firm. So see that? There we go. It doesn't matter if it's a teeny weeny bit loose, like you can see one of those little beads just there is a little bit loose. It's not a problem. So if we're now in this sort of spot just here, I'll add one more just for fun. What we'll do, once I've got one more added, do an odd number, I think, just makes it a bit neater. There we go. Is add on our next row. So if I just pop the instrucciones back up on the screen. So now that we're end of the row, you can see we need to extend our next row upwards. So the way that you do that, which is the key to brick stitch, is, I've just been reminded to have a sip of my tea. You're absolutely right. I should do that. But yeah, you can see there on the diagram to move upwards. There's little bridges of thread, which if I just show you on the screen here, you can see them. See these tiny little bridges of thread, those little white bits of thread joining each one of our little beads along there. So there's a thread bridge here, a thread bridge here, a thread bridge here. Let's get even closer, shall we, and really see those thread bridges. So there you go. There's your thread bridges, not Jeff Bridges. I always make that joke. I apologize. There's your thread bridge there. Another one, another thread bridge, and another, joining each of your little beads. So if you look at that diagram, what we need to do is pick up you need to pick up 2 beads. We've just had a great question. I'm gonna get to that one in a little while. We've been asked, how did we choose the name Bead Spider? I'll get to it soon. But anyway, so as you can see with that little diagram there, I'll pop it into the corner. We need to pick up 2 beads, and we go just under only the first little thread bridge. So see that little thread bridge just there? Just like in our diagram, we pick up 2 beads and go through just that first little thread bridge. So pick up that 2 beads. So I've got my 2 beads, and like I said, we're going to go underneath just that very first thread bridge. So there's my little needle, and I'll take it nicely, wait a minute, underneath. I'm trying to do it on the table so that you can see, underneath that thread bridge. So see, when I lift up my needle, it goes, picks everything up. It's because it's going under the thread bridge. So if I pull that nice and tight, all the way nice and firm, the 2 little beads, it might look a bit wonky at the moment, sort of sit, they'll get into position in a second, but they sort of sit roughly above the bead that we're working with. So what we're going to do now is just the very first, after doing your, this is the only time that the beads will go a bit wonky possibly, but it will be much, much easier soon. You'll see. So I'll just now that I'm going through that thread bridge, I'll go back up through that bead that I've just added. So the thread is going down the bead, and then I'm going under the thread bridge, and if we just look at the next diagram, I'm going to go back up that bead that we've added just there. So exactly the same little bead that we've just added, the second of the 2 beads, we're just going up that 1 bead only. So as I pull this nice and tight, it might come a little loose, but don't worry, that's not a problem. We can tighten it in just a second. Pull that, and then if you pick it up in your fingers, if you need to, just sort of manipulate it into approximate position. See that there? And then as you pull that nice and tight, which I just grab all of it together, you can see there, once you've sort of pulled it tight, they sit nicely on top and start your little brick pattern. So next thing, oh yeah, thanks. We've just had someone remind me to tell you all. Don't forget, everybody, to like, share, and subscribe. Of course, thanks. Thanks for reminding me. Yes. There we go. So what I need to do now, I'll just continue adding beads along. So I hope I have a diagram for that one. Do I? Yes. So now I need to just, again, pick up 1 bead and go underneath the next thread bridge along, and then we're going to go back up that bead again so that it'll lock it into place. So the way I like to do this, to make sure I don't make any mistakes, is, so see, there's my little thread bridge. Come on now. There's my little thread bridge I need to go under. So I like to come at it from one direction, just through there. Wait, let's try and do it on the table. This is definitely much easier in your hand, but it's much harder to show it on the camera in my hand. So I go under the thread bridge, pull that all the way down, and then I need to just go back up that bead one more time. So you know how just before I came from this direction? Now that I'm on this side, I don't want to accidentally go back under my thread bridge when I go back up through this bead. So I'm going to stay on this side, make sure I don't go under that thread bridge, and then pull that up and through. Pull, nice and tight. And then that, once I pull it with my fingers, will add the next bead in my little brick row. So I'll pick up another, and I'll just zoom out a touch so I can pick it up in my hands, and hopefully it won't go too mental with the focus. So there we go. I'll pick up another bead. Again, I like to come from behind, go through that little thread bridge, and then again, to make sure I don't go through the thread bridge once more. It's very important that you don't go through the thread bridge. Then you go up, pull that nice and tight, and then as it pulls, it should just lock your bead nicely into position. So you just sort of continue along, and we'll do a few more beads, and then I'll show you, once we get to the end of this row, how to... I'll show you a couple of other basic techniques. So how to finish it off on the sort of extend the row, and then I'll show you how to shorten rows as well. So again, under the thread bridge, pull it nice and tight, and then up through that bead, avoid that little thread bridge, and then pull that. Actually, do you know what? Vicky's just asked a very, very fun question, which I'd actually love all of you to answer if you don't mind. I'll put it up on the screen. Vicky's asked Linny, how long have you been a beader for? I want to know how long all of you have been beaders for. Who's brand new? Who's been in the game a long time? Who's who's a super expert? All of these sorts of things. I want to know everybody's sort of level of expertise with beading. So comment in and tell me how long any of you guys have been beading for. Not just Linny. Lots of people. I want to know all of how experienced everybody is. Jan says since July this year. She's just commented in on that one. That was over on YouTube. Jane Flecknell says she's a newbie. Let's see, who else have we got? There we go. So we've got that one, and I'll just go until we get to the very, very end. Linny says she's been beading about 4 years. Doris Hartle is 8 years. Let's see. Jax says 7 years on and off. Wow. Anita, about 30 years. Wow, she's the most experienced thus far. I haven't been living for that long. Well, maybe I have just. Linda, about 1 year. Michelle, about 20. Franklin says 6 years now. Lots and lots of people of all varying degrees. Nina for 4 years. Lots of... and what's everybody's favorite type of beading? I know stringing was very, very popular for a while there. Sort of like elastic things and whatnot. I am a big fan of doing the bead work with the delicas and seed beads and things. So here we go. Let's have a little look. I'm at the end of my row, and I'm going to tell you. Here we go. Learned some basics in my teens. Stopped for a few years. Picked up again in early 20s. Got back into it again this past February. When I learned needle threading. Great, I'm glad that you're enjoying it, Charlotte, getting back into it. So let me show you how to finish the row now. So it's quite simple. I'll put it on the big screen for you rather than just in the corner. Essentially what I'm going to do is pick up one more bead, but this time, because I'm out of thread bridges, I'm going to go underneath the previous thread bridge that I was using just before. So make sure I don't miss that little thread bridge there. I'll just go under, wait a minute, let me just, ooh, here we go, pop that back on the screen. Oh, wrong button, oh well. So what I need to do now is take my one bead, and because I've already used up all of my thread bridges, I'll go underneath this bridge here, the same one, the previous thread bridge, and just go through that one as well. So I'll just put my piece sideways so you can see. I'm going to just go underneath that same first thread bridge that I've just used for this previous bead. My favorite is what you're doing now, says Michelle there. My favorite is what you're doing now. Well, thank you. So I've just gone underneath that last little one. You can see it's a little bit floppy, but when we go through that, it might be a little out of position. We can just put it nicely into position, and then that will lock that nicely at the end, overhanging the rest of your little beadwork there. Pull it nice and tight so we can really see it, and then I'll put it down. Here we go. Doris says, I teach beading and my beading name is Delica Beader. Well, there you go. And Seema says she's been beading for 20 years. Wow, so many of you have been beadings for such a long time, you know, and then lots of newbies as well. So you can see just there, that will sort of add on that last little extra bead. So now let me show you what you have to do if you need to reduce the size of a row. So unfortunately the diagram's a little bit too big, but you can see up the top here what I need to do to reduce the size of my row, to bring them in a bit shorter. This is a trick that usually people just pick up one bead and sort of weave it again as they would, but I like this technique because it means that you don't end up seeing any thread along the edge of the bead. So this is a slightly different way of doing the reduction of a row to make sure you don't see any threads sticking out. So I'll just turn my work over because I kind of like working from one side, oops, to the other. Doris asks, Mathew, how long have you been beading? Well, I started as a conscript. As when we were kids, mum's been very crafty all my life. So we've been doing all sorts of jewelry type things, all sorts of crafts, my sister and I, since we were very young. But the proper hardcore beading, maybe just in the last 8 to 10 years or so. Monica says, beading since primary school, but I've lost it. It's disappeared. Oh, yeah, there we go. But I started my peyote since I joined this Bead Spider group. Great. I'm glad that you're doing that, Monica. I'm glad I've inspired you. Here we go. Now, I'll show you how to reduce that row. As I said, this is the way I like to do it so that you don't see any thread. So it's a great little tip. Instead of just adding one bead, I add 2 beads. And you know how just before, when we wanted it to extend, we went through the first thread bridge. If we look at our little diagram up there, we actually skip this first thread bridge and we go through the second thread bridge. So again, this is how it'll help us to reduce the size of our row. So just pop that there, skip the first thread bridge, and then through that second thread bridge there. And then as we pull that tight, they'll sit a little bit wonky like this. See how they're not quite straight? That's not a problem. So we'll just go back up through the first bead, pull it tight, and then that will sort that one out. But this one's still wonky, so we need to fix this fellow. So once we've just pulled this tight, I'll pinch the thread between these 2 fingers to make sure it's nice and firm. And then I'm going to weave, seeing as I'm coming out of this bead, down this little bead here. Just this one bead, not any of the others. Oops. There we go. Through just that first little bead there. And then I'll pull it tight. Doesn't matter if it's not too tight yet. And then I'm going to go just jumping across from this bead here. I'm coming out the bottom and I'm going to jump across and go up that bead that we added just a second ago as well. And as we pull that tight, it will just pull them, just pinch it, pull it nice and tight there. You can see, there you go, they now sit nicely in position, but it's reduced by 1 row. And the best part is there's no thread bridge on the outside of this little bead just here. Usually, most brick stitch techniques don't show you the way, and it ends up with a little thread bridge showing on the outside there. Wow, we just had a really long comment come in. I need to read that one, I think. She said, Charlotte Benner said, Charlotte Benner, I dabble in all crafts as well. I'm going to continue on as I read this, just so you can watch. You just do it exactly the same as you would. And then I'll show you how to reduce the other end, which is super simple. Yes, I dabble in all crafts as well. I started with simple stringing, yep, me too. Then simple weaving with wire, but I didn't learn needle weaving until this year. I took a few classes before the pandemic, then discovered Bead Spider and a few other tutorial-based channels. Is it going to show me more? Yeah, it's cut half of it off. How funny. It's too long. Wait. There we go. Yeah, Yep, I found a few other channels, but this one is my favorite. And I'm always learning new techniques, patterns, and trying out new stuff. My favorite, proudest piece so far is the scarf and sarong ring. I'm so glad that you managed to do really well on that one. But yeah, thank you for your glowing review there, Charlotte. I really appreciate that, and I'm glad that you enjoy our channel. If you're like Sharon. No, Charlotte. Charlotte is replying to Sharon. Yeah, if you're like Charlotte there and you like our channel as well, don't forget, just like Jack said, like, subscribe, and share to our channel. Share our videos so that people can, sort of, we can share the joy, expand our family. Oh, speaking of which, you know our YouTube channel, how I told you we were hoping to get to 20,000 subscribers on YouTube by Christmas. We're doing very, very well. I think we're almost at, I think, if I check exactly, I think it's somewhere in the vicinity. I can't check while I'm demonstrating, but I think it's almost at 19,500. So we're just a few hundred to go, more subscribers that we need, and then we'll finally get to that 20,000 mark, which, that's a big thank you to all of you guys who are supporting and liking and subscribing to our channel and everything. And our Facebook channel is growing. And of course, lots and lots of people are joining our email list as well all the time onto our newsletter. I mean, I know we do give you a £5 voucher, and that's some pretty nice incentive as to why you might want to. But also, I think it's because a lot of you want to know when the next videos are coming and what we've got coming up and everything. So it's really nice of how many of you are signing up and joining our little newsletter, because obviously you want to know what we're doing and when. So there we go. I've just reached the end of this row here. You just continue along, and then instead of adding on any extra beads, you can literally just stop here, and now you've got a slightly shortened, wait, let's put it down. Sorry about the state of my nails today. There we go. So you can see now it's shorter, and so if you want to, you can extend for the next row, you can shrink the next row. Jasmina says, do you have to do this with delicas, or can we use other beads? You can use whatever beads you like with this one. I like to use delicas because I think they sit really neatly with each other. Oh, didn't show. Yeah, I think they sit really neatly with each other, the delicas, but you can use seed beads, size 10, size 11. You can use size 8 seed beads if you want to make them bigger. Here we go. Yeah, whatever beads that you want. We've also just had a little question just here. How do we get the complete diagram for the wreath you are making? So, if you have a look at the link in the description, we have actually 28 Christmas patterns. Oh, I need to zoom out. I think I've got the front cover of it here somewhere. Hopefully, maybe. Yeah, but if you have a look at the link up in the description, we have two ways of, here it is. So there's our little, this is the full pattern sheet here with all the sort of instructions that you might need and how to follow our patterns. But yeah, if you want to head over to the link up there in the description that says see all the related products and today's sale and everything, you can get just the patterns if you want just the patterns from there. Otherwise, our massive bundle, which includes all the beads, you've got the 6 different colors of delicas, included, so green, black, red, blue, gold, and white. You've got all of those findings. You get all of our patterns included together as well. Everything is in there. Lots and lots and lots of things. Also, Jane asked, is there a time limit to use the voucher when you first join? No, Jane, there is no time limit on the voucher for your patterns. So the voucher for those patterns is, in fact, it's just it'll work for your first order with us. So the first time that you use it, you can only use the code once, but it will last as long as you want. So if you want to come back to us in 2 years and use it then, you're more than welcome to. It'll still be valid for you then. Here we go. So let me just... Oh, I need to hide that comment. Where has it gone? Oh, good. It's disappeared. Right. So Now, let's move on, shall we, and get back onto our wreath. I've sort of gone through the basics now, and essentially what we're going to do, I'm going to jump ahead and show you. You just use those same basic techniques to get yourself to have done these first few little rows just there. So depending on where you've started, because for the sake of making the tutorial a bit easier today, I've already prepared one which has this bottom section started, and I've already done one of the sides. So I'll show you how to do the other side. You can almost pretend this side hasn't been done, but because it's already been done, it means I can show you how to close up this gap and turn it into a circular shape. So here is my little piece just here, which essentially is this side. Keep having to zoom in and zoom out. So like I said, I've done all of these here and up to this side just here. So that's this piece just here. So now I'm going to do exactly the same on this left side. So we just do our weaving back and forth, and then when we get to either one of our ends, we can essentially start weaving back and forth up the opposite side. So, wait a minute. Just head down to see all the new comments. We got lots and lots of comments. So here we go. So what we're going to do, we're in position now to start adding our next. Wait, let me hide that instruction because we don't need that anymore. Just get rid of that. There we go. So what we're going to do is now weave back and forth to sort of. Do you know what? I'll go to the end actually, just to make sure it's nicely in position. Just a bit easier to understand. The way that you would get across, this is a good little thing that I can show you. If you need to weave around, to weave back and forth, you can just go up and down the beads. So, for example, if we have a look here, I can go down this bead, up this bead, down this bead, up this bead, and then down that bead if I needed to. But anyway, what I'm going to do, I'll show you how you would do it. You can just literally go down that next bead and then up that bead beside it until you get back to the opposite end. So now if I have a little look at my pattern, I'm in position just here, essentially. So this is the base of our little wreath. And I need to do this section here. So 2 little A beads, then a B, and then 3 A's. So I'll just make sure I'm in the right position. So there's going to be 1, 2, 3 A's, B, and then 2. So because I'm here, essentially I need to reduce the row, which it's a good thing that you can sort of figure out exactly what it is that you need to do. If you are weaving back and forth, you can either reduce a row or extend a row, kind of like I showed you just before, to figure out exactly how to add on those next beads. So to reduce the row, just make sure I'm in the right spot, we would pick up my 2 beads that are next in the pattern, and then you go through underneath that thread bridge and across. So I'm going to literally just whack through this nice and quickly so that you can see. I'll just show you when you always remember when you're reducing a row, you can pull that tight and then you go, I'll just hold it in position with my fingers and then I'll go down this one here and back up the bead beside that I've just added, and that will, when I pull it nice and tight, lock them into position. There we go. I'm missing my YouTube comments. I can't see them anymore. There we go. There we go. There. Perfect. So there we go. And now I can just continue along. The next bead in the pattern was a B bead. So there's our row there. 2 A's, a B, and then 3 A's. So now I'll add my... Ooh, I need to get out some of these gold beads. I really love these gold beads. They're silver-lined gold. So we just go through there, pull that nice and tight. Let's move those beads out the way so the camera doesn't keep trying to focus on them. So there we go. That should add my next bead there. Go back up it. Pull that nice and tight. Add the next bead. Oops. And then, oops, make sure your thread doesn't get twisted. I'm trying to do it nice and quickly so you're not having to wait too long for me to do this. But it'll sort of show you how you do. There we go. And then up through there too. And pull. And that adds the next. And then one more. Oh, I've almost forgot to mention. If you want to be on the show, I wanted to mention it at the beginning. If you want to be on the show, send us your pictures to live@beadspider.co.uk, and then at the end of this tutorial, I'll be able to show off your pictures. So send us what you've been making, what you've been doing. If you're brand new, it's a great opportunity to sort of introduce yourself. Send us some of the jewelry you've been making, the food you've been cooking, pictures of your pets. We don't care. Send us pictures and sort of be part of our show. So now I can show you again how to extend the row. So again, because I'm out of thread bridges, you can see here there's no thread bridge here, so I'll just reuse that same thread bridge that I used just a second ago. Go underneath this previous bead. There we go, pull that nice and tight. And then up through that little bead again, and that will extend this little row. Now if I look at my next row, I start with, if we have a look here, I've just finished this row here, so now I need to extend the row outwards with an A followed by a B bead. So I'll pick up one of my little green ones, followed by one of my gold ones, and then to extend the row, just like we did, there's this little first thread bridge is the one that we need to get under. So I'll go under that thread bridge. Just there. What do we think of my... Ooh, there we go. Yeah, what do we think of my little Christmas wreath thus far? The little sparkly gold beads, I think, really sort of give it an oomph because they're so shiny. I mean, of course, if you want to, you can always change the gold for a different color. Use the blue or maybe the red or green, whatever it is. And now we'll just continue along until we get to the end of this row. So I need to add 3 more green ones. Just looking at my pattern real quickly there. So 1 of them there, and then up through that bead again. So you see, once you get the hang of it, you can really start blasting through the beads nice and quickly. So through the next thread bridge. And again, I'm always trying to make sure I don't go underneath this thread bridge as I go back up into my previous row. Here we go, last bead of this row as well. So we'll just thread under that thread bridge again. Pull that nice and tight. Sorry, just staring at my forehead, I noticed there. I should sit back so that you can see my face rather than just staring at my forehead, because what's the fun in that? There we go. And then there's the next row. Then we will be, if we have a look, where are we at now? I've just finished this row here. So now it's all greens, but I need to reduce and then extend. So let's go and show you how to reduce. So pick up 2 beads just as before. Skip this first little thread bridge and go through the second thread bridge. Always the second thread bridge when we're reducing. Don't forget. Go back up the first bead. Then pull it tight. Go down that second bead there. Doesn't matter if it comes a bit loose. Don't worry about it. It'll tighten again in a second. Just pull it tight if you need to. With the thread. There we go. That's getting them closer into position. Vicky, oh, you flatterer, you charmer. Flattery will get you everywhere, Vicky. Vicky says, Mathew, the wreath is lovely, just like you. Oh, thank you, Vicky. I appreciate that one. You know, I've been called a dish many a time in my day, you know. But maybe less so now that I'm getting old and wrinkled. No. So let's just go up through this bead here. And now as we pull that tight, you can see it reduces that row. So now I'll continue along. Like I said, it's all green ones until we get to the very, very end. You can see this comes together. Super, helps if the needle stays on the end there. Oh, I'm wreath taking, apparently, says Jan. So yes, here you go. I'm going to just have to rethread my spiral on through there so you can see it's nice and easy to get it through the needle because it doesn't fray. Never frays. All this time I've been using it, no fraying. Love it. So let's continue. I need to go back up this bead. You can see I'm at the bottom of the bead, so I need to go back up of it. Come on now. There we go. Back up that bead. Eleanor just said that she started beading in November 2019. Well, happy 1 year of beading anniversary to Eleanor, who's just commented in how long she's been beading for. Thanks for popping by and commenting in, by the way. Who's new, by the way? I want to know who's never seen one of my streams before, who's never seen our channel, who's never heard of us. I want to know which of you are those people. At least you're not baldy, Mathew. Well, yeah, you can see I've got plenty of hair up there. I've got the good genetics. Andrew, I'm just extending the row in case you hadn't seen. Andrew, my father there, has got plenty of hair. He hasn't even gone properly grey, and he's, pretty much almost at retirement age now, and he's only salt and pepper. He's still got lots of black hair. Now let's have a look at the next row. Where were we? I've just finished this row here, so I need to extend again and finish by reducing. So 3 greens, 1 yellow, and then a green. Franklin Martin Jr. is new. Well, I'm glad that you have joined us today, and I'd love to know, actually, how did you find out about us? Especially anyone else who's new, how did you come across my channel? What are you thinking of it so far? Are you enjoying it? Are you having fun? Have you subscribed? I want to know all of these sorts of things. So, like I said, I'm extending. So we go through, pick up 2 beads to extend, and go through that first thread bridge. That will extend it. There we go. Put that nice and tight. Anyone else? Eve says baldness comes from the mother's line. Are you still safe? Well, actually, yes. My grandfather on mum's side was also he had lots and lots of hair, but maybe I'm getting his receding hairline maybe a little. Who knows? He had rather. It seems that the receding hairline is more the issue than the baldness on that side of the family. But hopefully all will be well for me and my hair. I'm not too worried about it. I'm quietly confident that it will be fine. So let's continue on. I've done 3 beads now. Now it's time for a gold one. You can see this does come together really quickly. Oh, Maxine's watching. She's having a laugh about me and my receding hairline now. She's the one who has to endure it. Poor you. Audrey says, you look fab, nothing to worry about. Well, maybe just Maxine has to worry, eh? Max, I see you're watching. You better, she'll be getting jealous of all of the lovely comments you're giving me. There we go. Let's just keep pulling. Oh, and Jan said, getting old is optional. Wrinkles are compulsory. Yeah, Franklin says, you popped up on my feed. I'll pop it on the screen if I can, actually. If the comments will appear. Here we go. Yeah, there you go. You popped up on my feed. We'll definitely subscribe. I love to see other guy beaders. Not many of us out there. You are right. There's not too many at all. There we go. It's really coming together. We're a rare breed. Breeder beader men. Okay, where am I at now? So I need to reduce again. So I've just finished this row. Now we're going to go 2 A's, a B, and 2 A's, but we're reducing to start with. So that means I'm trying to get us there so that I can join the 2 up so that you can see. Maxine does not do beading. Well, she does a little bit of beading. Maxine made our... Oh, I didn't mention it. If you missed yesterday's tutorial, the Santa pen wrap, Maxine made this little pen wrap. It was one of her very first little pieces that she'd ever made. So yeah, hopefully she's enjoying... Yeah, she did this little Santa pen wrap. She said it's not so good for her eyesight, though. She prefers knitting, which is true. She's going to knit me some hats and stuff for Christmas, which I appreciate. Now, what did I need to do again? Where was I at? 2 green ones. Reduced by 2 greens. So we'll just, so again, when we're reducing, we go to the second thread bridge, not the first, the second one. Up through there. Here, just while you're looking, while we're here, you might as well enjoy the little pen wraps. There's the Santa one, the snowflake pen wrap. These are included in the pen wrap pattern. Apparently, I may have missed out putting the pen wraps into the... here we go. Here's the little pen wrap thing there. There's the pen wrap pattern as well. There's the Christmas lights pattern. Hi to Kay, who's just joined us, by the way. She said hello to me. Hello to you too. Here we go. Let's go down this little bead here. I'm trying to do it as quick as possible. I should have done some of this a bit earlier, but oh well. I wanted to show you how to get around and stuff, and maybe I should have... Oh, and Kay says hello to everyone. So let's pop that up on screen. Hello everyone, says Kay. So yeah, let's all greet Kay back. Hi Kay, thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying today's stream. Where was I at? There. Okay, time for another yellow one. Let's pick up a gold. Another little trick when you're doing your little pen wraps, which I find is a good little thing to do, is just sort of with a pencil or a pen if you prefer. It's a bit more permanent though. You can just continue to mark off on your pattern where you're up to. So that way you'll know exactly which is the next row that you have to do so that you don't miss any. Just because it's important that you don't miss any rows. Otherwise the shape will all end up a bit wrong or funny or looking a little odd. Here we go. What does that one say? Here we go. Michelle says, I'm loving all the pen wraps. Thanks to you, I know how to make them. Thank you. Well, I'm glad my tutorials are helpful. I try and make them as informative and easy as possible for you guys to learn from. Lots and lots of comments coming in, which is nice and fun. I love it when everybody, it's kind of fun. I can almost just let the conversations go with all of you together. Like over in YouTube, for example, at the moment, people are talking about Purple Penny's kittens. They've disappeared, and everybody's all sort of chatting about Jermaine's crafting past, what she used to do back in the day, craft-wise. Let's see. I need to reduce now. We're sort of getting there. So reduce again. We'll go through 2 little beads. I tell you, the great thing about this is you can literally just like turn on autopilot and just sort of not even have to think about the beading. You can lay out the rows if you wanted to in front of you so that you can sort of just continue along and sort of not have any problems. You can almost just sit there and watch TV and chill out and just sort of like Maxine and I, we've been watching How to Get Away with Murder. Do you know that TV show? It's on Netflix. That's what we were doing when we were making pen wraps. But yeah, we've been doing lots of beading in the evenings to get everything prepared and ready for you guys to see. And so we've been smashing through How to Get Away with Murder over on Netflix. We already smashed through the entire first 15 hours or so of story time. Elaine asks, were the pen wraps not included with the Christmas bundle I purchased? Yes, they certainly are. I'm going to make sure that I've got them actually in there. They should be there available. You can always check your My Account page, which if you're a member on our website, which it's free, just make an account and then you can easily access your downloads from the My Account page. I'm just extending this row now, adding 1 green and 1 gold. But yeah, so if you haven't got your patterns, I'll just check it and make sure that they are sending properly. But otherwise, in the meantime, you should be able to have a look at your My Account page to find out if you want to find your downloads, what ones you have access to. The My Account page will show you exactly what downloads you've already purchased. So even if you buy these patterns now and want to come back to them for next Christmas, for example, you can just go onto your My Account page, and there they will be waiting for you in case you, I don't know, buy a new computer, put them on a new phone, whatever it is that you want to do. You'll be able to sort of find them in the My Account page. Charlotte says she loved that show, How to Get Away with Murder. Also, she loved Ratchet and Queen's Gambit. Yeah, I've been watching Queen's Gambit. I was watching Ratchet with Maxine, but she thought there were some bits that were a little bit too gory, so we had to stop that one. I'll have to watch that one on my own time. She doesn't like it when there's people getting chopped up and lobotomies and whatever. So we stopped watching Ratchet. But yeah, Elaine, if you can't find the patterns on your My Account page, that's possibly just a little error. Maybe I hadn't quite attached them to the file yet because we've been very much rushed, but I'll make sure you get them. Don't you worry, you'll definitely be getting all of your patterns. When you buy this pattern pack, when you buy the big mega super kit that is from the link in the description, you do get all 28 of the brick stitch patterns, including Ryan Deer, the reindeer. And then you get the 5 pen wraps, you get the pen, you get the loads and loads of different things. The findings in there, which I'm going to show you how to use that. Hopefully this might not be too much longer on this little design that I'm doing just now. I'm almost there, I think. And then we can get on with... Oops, just make sure I pull my thread nice and tight. And then I can show you how to use some of the findings as well, because I know that's... there we go. Up through here. Come on now. Oh, do you know what, actually? Oh, yeah. Jermaine says, or maybe it's Andrew, I don't know. We've been watching The Crown, episode 6 especially. The reason that they've said that is because my sister is in it. So if you're going to be watching The Crown, there's a scene where there's an interview on a radio station, I believe, with Diana and Charles being interviewed by a young Australian radio presenter. It only goes for a minute or so, but that's my sister right there on The Crown. So if you're watching The Crown, episode 6 of the latest season, there she will be. Right there, and you can see another member of our family. Do you all have Hallmark outside of the US? I don't think we do. I don't know. Is it on like a normal... Is it just like on normal TV channel, this Hallmark channel you're talking about, for beading that you're talking about, or is it like on YouTube or some other? There we go. We're almost there. I've just got to do a couple more. I think 1 or 2 more rows, and then we're finally there. Where was I at there? That one there. Good. Just 2 more rows. You've stuck with me, and we're almost there for the wreath. We're kind of at the point where I can start showing you how to join everything. Yes, episode 6, 32 minutes in. That's where you'll see my sister doing her thing. I'm reducing a row, yes. So reduce that row. We go through the second thread bridge again. Up through there. Down. So yeah, I'm almost at the point where I can join the 2 sides together. So I'll let you know in just a second when it's time for all of the fun, the action to happen, to show you how to join this little loop into a circle. Pull that nice and tight there. Where am I on? Is that the row? Yes, that one there. So this one here, 1 bead more, through there, then a gold one. I'm just having to read the pattern as I go. We're almost there. I know you're eager to see it, so am I. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Very good. I'm almost in position. Up there. And then 1 more green one. Up there. It's getting dark here. Well, Jan, it's getting dark here as well. It's a good thing I've got the bright lights on in here. Just otherwise, it would be getting pitch black in here as well. Great, I'm almost finished. Here we go now. So let's just extend this one last row. So through the first thread bridge to extend, of course. And then I'm going to be able to show you how to join the two pieces together, finally. I know you've been eager to see it. It's the most interesting part. Then the next one. Through there as well. And up here. One more. Up there. And last bead, and then finally we can join the two pieces. I'll do a bit of explaining on our pattern, what I'm going to do. So, here we go. Any word on that recipe? Oh yeah, people keep... I tell you, it's so busy around here at Christmas time. We just keep having so many things to do that we just keep forgetting about. Oh, by the way, don't forget to send in your pictures to live@beadspider.co.uk and we'll show you on the show if we can. There we go. So pull that up, and now we are... Ooh, make sure your thread doesn't get caught there. Pull that up. There we go. Now, did Jermaine teach me to bead? Yes, she did. Well, a bit of both, actually. There were some bits, she sort of taught me the basics, and then from there I was able to sort of pick some bits up and learn other bits and so forth. So, but yes, Jermaine was the instigator of my learning. So, let's have a look now. This is where we're at. So essentially, I've already, if we have a look down here, I've already done this side, and I did it all the way up until I was in the first row past, like, so see this row? I've already done just these first few beads here. So that it means that now that I've done all these beads here, it's time to add these beads and then join the two pieces together. It's really easy. You'll be surprised how easy it was. So, first thing to do, oh, I can see Michelle Bruce is a sharer. She's shared it. So has, who else is that one? It doesn't tell me the name. Charlotte Benner, she shared. I see Jermaine has shared, obviously. Who else has shared? I want to know who else has shared this video. I appreciate it very much, but Facebook tells me who has shared. So let's continue on now. I need to just start doing this row. So to join the two pieces, I will start with a green one and a gold one, and we reduce this row, and then we're going to join the two pieces together. You'll see in just a second. So through the second thread bridge to reduce, as always. So up that bead there. Let's zoom in a little. I know you want to see it properly. Whoops, went the wrong way. There we go, through there. And because we're reducing, we've got to reinforce that little bead. Go around the houses a little, just to get it nice and tight, so that it sits neatly. But hey, because we're going around the houses, we don't see any thread on the outside there, which I think makes it totally worth it. Look how nice and sparkly those gold beads are, by the way. Let's see, what have I got to do now? 3 more green ones, and then we can start the joining process. So through this bead here, and up. One more. And then up through there. And then we're going to extend this bead, this little end. And now, this is the part where you might be thinking, right, how am I going to join these two bits together? This is actually going to be surprisingly easy. So just like how we started our first row with a big ladder, we're going to just do the same and join these two rows. So this is why it's important to have already done the end of this row. So you can see this is the row I'm doing here. I've just done these few beads. I'm going to have to ladder it all the way until I finally reach these beads just here, which I've already done. So there we go. There we go. There's the little end beads on that other end of the row. And then I'm going to just ladder stitch to join. So if I get out my little red beads here, lovely deep red color, perfect for Santa's little belt there, isn't it? And his little shirt. For my pen wrap. So now what we'll do with our thread coming out just here, we're going to start laddering them together. So we'll just thread, I'll zoom in a little, get rid of this, maybe a bit too close I think. It's going to focus, there we go. So now I'll just bring my bead, my thread's coming out this side, so I'm just going to create like a little loop of a circle to lock that in place. And then there we go, that should set it beside. And then I'll just pinch my thread in here to keep my tension firm. And then go through the next bead. Again, pull it tight, and now we've added one bead. Now it's another red bead, so again I'll go through that and create that same little loop process through there. Pull that nice and tight. What's everybody doing with their Saturday afternoon, by the way? After this video, this stream is over, what have you got planned for your Saturday afternoon if you're in the UK? What have you got planned for your Saturday daytime if you're in the US? Because I know we've got a lot of viewers here who are from the US, and I can see loads of you are buying the patterns, which is great. And I can see just here that the little ticker's telling me lots and lots of people are buying the big super kit, because obviously you want the pen wraps too. So I'll just keep going. Weave another one. So we'll just keep laddering it along. Oh, Dana Reed said she's going to be house cleaning. That doesn't sound so fun. Maybe I'll leave that one to Maxine, eh? What do you think? I'll be in trouble if she heard me say that. Hopefully she's not watching anymore. How many beads do I need to do in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then it should join. So I've already done 4. Doesn't matter if they're a little bit loose at the minute. It'll fix up in a second. So this will add a 5th bead. Right onto the end. Pinch it tight. And go down that one too. See that? And one more. That'll be 6 beads. Pull that nice and tight again. And back up there. So we're just making a little ladder, making a ladder. Oh no, she's watching and I'm in trouble, she says. Maxine says, you're in trouble. I always am. Here we go. She is watching. She said, I did. You're in trouble. Oh no, I'll be in big trouble. Here we go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's add a 7. Oh, great. So Franklin said he sent us a picture. Hopefully Andrew will have time to be processing those right now. I hope he's still watching. Yeah, Maxine says I'm in trouble. Yeah, so if Andrew... Oh, I can cook tonight. I'm cooking tonight now, apparently. I'm in big trouble, so I'm in charge of cooking. Here we go. So yeah, Franklin says he sent us a picture to live@beadspider.co.uk. So you should too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'll join that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the 9th. Good. Just wanted to make sure I am doing it right. So there we go. Through there. Back up this bead. And now we're pretty much at the point. Just pull that nice and tight. Where, oh, we got lots of pictures coming in. Fantastic news. Keep sending your pictures, everyone. Keep sending your pictures. So now I've created this little ladder, and what I need to do is join it to this bead. So I'm coming out of here. We'll just pretend that I'm adding a new bead, and essentially, when we pull these together, that will join my two sides, make sure it's not twisted, and go up through this bead one more time. To get it joined. Pull, 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 pull the thread all the way. Don't get it caught on anything else. There we go. Keep my tail thread out the way. And then ready? As we pull that, perfectly joined. So there we go. Now we've got it, and we can sort of continue along. So I'll go down this bead along, and I'll get myself all the way to the end, and then I can sort of continue along backwards. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit loose for now. It will be fixed in a minute. It's not a problem yet. So even if it's a little bit loose, it's fine. It'll be fixed when we start brick stitching over the top of it. So there we go. Down here. down the next bead. And then this is a fun trick. Because I have to reduce this next row, what I can actually do, so see here, I'm just about to finish this little row. Oh, I'm over on this side. I need to reduce it down. See at the end there, these 3 beads here, that's a reduction. There's a fun way that you can do this reduction as well. So see how my thread's at the bottom here? If I take it up through here, wait a minute. It's almost like you can pretend, wait, come on, get in focus, there we go. It's almost like you can pretend that if my row ended here, I could extend this row. So instead of, to reduce the row, because I'm 1 bead in already, I can sort of make sure I do what is essentially the same as extending the row, to add a bead there and add a bead there. So if I have a look at my little pattern, I'll pick up 2 green ones, and then as though I was pretending to extend it, it's exactly the same. So if I was coming out of this bead, I'd be going down this thread bridge. Because I'm coming out of this bead, I'll just go down that same thread bridge, and then you'll see it's exactly the same as though I was extending. So up through that bead, ta-da, and it sits perfectly in position as though I've reduced the row. So now I'll continue onwards. Where am I at? I need to do 1 more green one. Oops, I'm almost out of screen there. Oh, there's a lovely conversation going on over on YouTube. By the way, if you've never watched on Facebook, or if you've never watched on YouTube, we do have, obviously, our Facebook channel, and we've got a YouTube channel, so why not check out the other one? So if you're watching over on Facebook right now, maybe just search into your YouTube little search bar, Bead Spider, and there we are right at the top. If you're on Facebook, you can do exactly the same. You just search for Bead Spider, and we come up there as well. So let's do this extra row, and then I'm going to show you how to add these little dangly bits for the middle of our wreath piece. So let's just keep going now. And see this? Because I've already got a little row here, I can just brick stitch along this like normal, and it tightens everything back up again. So let's just keep following my pattern here. We'll pull it a little tighter. And then up through that same bead again. Oh, come on now. Don't pierce my thread. Pull it tighter. So they can be a little bit floppy. It's a bit like doing the first row again. But it's okay. We'll get there in the end. There we go. Pull that nice and tight. And you can see it really firms up that previous row as we go along. Whoops, just a bit out of shot there. Sorry about that. Oh, Kay has sent a picture. Great, lots of people are sending pictures. It's going to be a fun little session at the end, showing everybody's pictures off. I'll try and get onto it relatively quickly. I will show you as well how to use some of the findings, just because it's, you know, you want to know how to do that. And there's one which I absolutely love, and I want to show you to turn our little t-shirt, our Christmas jumper, into a necklace piece, into a necklace. So let's just keep compressing them along, keep going along. I want to get along so that I can show you how to do one other part, just so that you're absolutely, let's zoom out a bit, absolutely aware of how to make this little stitchy bit. Here we go. And up through here too. There we go, through that bead. Pull that nice and tight. Christmas crafting this AM, says Michelle Bruce, by the way. I've only just seen that comment quite a while ago. That one came through. Through the next thread bridge. And up there as well. I'm just trying to get through this row. And up here. And hold it with my finger and my thumb, my pinky, sorry. My pinky and my ring finger, just to keep the thread tight. Pull that tight too. And then you can see we're almost in position now. Back where we were. There we go. And now it's more reinforced. So it's going to sit much, much better, that little central section. Look at that, much easier now. Ooh, yep, that's where I'm at now. And then I finish off with some green ones, do I? Oh, one green, one gold, and then a couple more green ones. Whoops. Ah, there you go. You can see what just accidentally happened. Wait, I'll do it on purpose even, maybe. Where do you find the pattern? The pattern is available on our website. So if you head to the link in the description, you can find the Christmas patterns right there. There's 28 Christmas patterns that we have. That's a question there from Barbara. Let me just see if I can pop that on the screen. Here we go. Very cute. Where do you find the patterns? Head to the link in the description, and that will show you exactly where all of the products that I'm using in today's video are. So, well, plus there's some delicas in there and everything, because we have about 220 colors of delicas. There's a couple of new ones that are going on the website this coming week as well. But yeah, lots. The patterns for today's video are available from that little web description, that link in our in the description there. Hopefully that answers your question there, Barbara. Here we go. And come on now. I want to know what everybody's talking about in YouTube. I've got so much reading to do that I'd never catch up what's going on. What's the conversation about in there, I wonder. This is awesome. Have not had any problems with my connection today. I'm glad. We've been having a bit of problems, Daphne, and I'm glad that it's been fixed, it seems. Great. So let's now, I'll show you. I mean, obviously at this point, you would continue doing the next part of the wreath. So if I flip it over. Oh yeah, there's also some pattern blanks in with the pattern pack so that you can do more. So for example, our little Christmas bauble, the little Santa bauble, that one just there, you can we give you the blank pattern blank so that you can even draw your own little patterns if you want to change this little fella's design, or even if you want to change like the little shirt design, you can fill in the shirt with the pattern blank as well. So we give you pattern blanks for both. But yeah, so here's the wreath coming along. Obviously, I would continue now for doing the top, but I'm going to show you how to do this part just here, because this is the bit that's also a little bit complicated. So this is why I've chosen this particular design, because it's full of complicated bits that I can show you how to do. So first things first, I need to weave myself into position so that I can add these 4 beads here to the center. So if I have a little look at where I'm at, it's 3 beads from one side, 3 beads from the other side. So as long as I'm putting the 4 beads there, I'll just weave across. So weave through my design. You can just weave left to right, left to right. Plus this is kind of going to fill up, strengthen my weaving as well. This little bridge piece, I guess. If I do this, let's weave up, and then I'll get myself down to the bottom. There we go. Pull that. Just go up this bead. Pull my thread a bit more. Down this bead here. Oh, sorry, I'm out of screen. Sorry. There we go. Pull that tight. And then there we go. This is pretty much where I would need to be to start adding more beads. So because I'm 1, 2, 3 beads in, and it needs to be following this gap, this gap, this gap, and this gap, it means I need to almost extend the row. So if I just flip it over, it'll probably make it a bit easier to sort of follow what I'm doing. I know it's upside down at the minute, but I've been working like that the whole time. So I need to add 4 beads. So I need to, as it were, reduce the row, as it were. So I'll go through that second thread bridge. Linda Tennant says she sent in a picture of the Barclay Square necklace that she's made. I'm looking forward to all of these pictures you guys are sending in. That's fantastic. Don't forget to take a little look at the link in the description to sign up to our newsletter if you want to know when we're doing more tutorials and what we're doing, all of those sorts of things. Because, yeah, lots of the photos that are coming in are from tutorials we've done in the past. If you want to know what we're going to be doing, what's coming up, the best way to know is by signing up to our newsletter, which the link is up there in the description. And as a little thank you to say, as a little thank you for signing up to our newsletter, we give you a £5 voucher for any of our patterns. So for example, if you want to get our Christmas patterns for free today, or if you want to get our pen wraps maybe, you can use that voucher for those patterns as well. So it's almost a double bonus. You'll know everything and you'll get some free patterns. So I've added those 4 beads now. So what I need to do essentially, if we have a little look, I'll hold this upside down as well. I've added these 4 beads and I'm on this right side, so I will add these 2 beads here, then these 2 beads and these 2 beads here. So it is very, very, very simple. Just as though we're extending the row, we'll just go through that first thread bridge. Ooh, make sure it's pulled nice and tight. And up through that bead again. And that locks that nicely into position. See that? Easy peasy. Now, what I'm going to do now, which might seem a little bit confusing, but it's kind of important to do on this particular step, it's much easier to extend than to reduce when you've only got 2 beads. So it's important that we weave back around to this side again. So what I'm going to do, because I'm coming out of this bead, I don't want to accidentally undo the bead. So I'm going to go down this bead that we just added. Down one more. And then, seeing as I can fill this, I want to get back to the top here, I can just jump across. Oliomi said she sent us pictures too. This is fantastic. We're going to have so many. Andrew's going to be kept very busy. And now I can just weave back up, pull that in, and now we're perfectly in position to extend the row again. So we'll pick up 2 more beads, go under that thread bridge, get it to sit nice and flat, and up through that bead. Then I can go down here, down 2 beads, down a third. Well, I'll have to go all the way to the bottom again. So I can turn back around, go back up here, and then up through these 3 beads again. And then pick up 2 beads again. So 2 more beads under that thread bridge. And pull that nice and tight. Up through that last little bead. Come on now. There we go. Pull that nice and tight. Down that little bead there. And bring it down into... See, it's a good thing Delicas have nice big holes. There we go. There's that little side there. And now I can just weave across until I'm in position over here. Whoops. To do the same again. And then that's sort of where I'm going to leave off so I can show you how to use some of these findings. Essentially from this point you would just follow those same techniques. So as I weave down, get my thread in there, through that bead, nice and tight, pull there, come on now, through you go Mr. Needle. Ooh, got my eye caught I think, yep, my thread's a bit caught. There we go. And then just come at it from the other side here. There we go. Yeah, there's a little bit of thread caught in there. There we go. And then just pull that through there. Oh, and the tail thread. I got too much tail now. That's why I was having troubles. Mathew, you were about to tell us how the name came into existence of Bead Spider. So there's a couple of reasons. The first one, we had this little pet spider. Mum, there was on our back window, we had a little spider visitor who came and visited us. He wanted to clearly be part of the family, and made a little spider web, just a teeny weeny little thing. It's one of those lucky money spiders, as they call them. So there we go. Now I'm in position and I'm ready to do the same on the opposite side for the other side of our little wreath part, and we can just finish off. So yeah, so we had that little spider fellow who was living on our back door, and built a nice little nest. And because Mum was like, oh, he's cute and he'll eat all the mosquitoes, let's leave poor little Henry alone. She gave him a name, called him Henry. And then, yeah, so Henry was sort of there and doing his Henry things that he does. And then eventually one day, all of a sudden, poor little Henry decided to give birth to 1 million little baby Henrys. So clearly Henry was not actually Henry, but Henrietta. And from that sort of story, that's the birth story, seeing as we were doing the jewelry making around this point, as to why we thought we'd go with Bead Spider. But then to really build on the decision to call ourselves Bead Spider, the reason that Dad decided it would work so well is because our company sells beads on the web. So yeah, dreadful joke, but that's sort of how it came to be, how Bead Spider came into existence. Right, so I'm going to show you how to turn a little fella like this into a finished necklace or something. So I'll just get my little scissors, and I'm going to show you how to use it's called ball chain. We have colored versions and we've got the silver. The kit comes with the silver, which I absolutely love. It's also in the link in the description, which if you have a look, it's a very, very fine chain, but it's extremely strong because it's made from solid brass. So see that? All these teeny weeny little ball pieces are all joined together like that. And you can see, if you try and pull it, do it in camera, it's really, really strong. You can see, like, I can actively try my hardest to make my fingers go all red because I'm pulling so hard, but it literally, like, there you go, you can see it's like marked my finger. It's really, really strong stuff. But because it's made of that solid brass. Now, what I'm going to do is use a few little findings and attach this fellow to the chain. So the way that you would do that, you use these teeny weeny little fellas, which do come included with your kit. They're called side culottes. I'll see how close I can zoom in and show you exactly how they work. I have got some tools here. Yes, good. And I'll show you how we can turn this into a necklace in just a matter of minutes. It's very, very easy. Here we go. There we are. Now, let's see. So, this is the little finding piece just here. They are itty-bitty, teeny-weeny little things, but essentially how they work, if I just zoom out, I'll show you in macro version with my hands. It's two little cups side by side, joined at the side, hence why they're called side culottes. And because it's got these little cups, the cups have a little loop at one top bit and a loop on the other top bit. And what we're going to do, because the chain is made of loads of tiny little balls, we put the last ball in the chain into the cup. The cup and the ball are about the same time, so they fit really easily. And then what you do, you just use a little pair of pliers, and then you just give them a tiny squeeze, and it comes nice and flat like that. So exactly the same, just fold and squeeze like that. Now, the way you can do that then is if you let's zoom right in now, and I'll show you very, very close up, if I can, how to use this little finding. So hopefully you can see just there, it is 2 little cups, and then it's got loops at the top. So what I'll do, like I said, I'll take my chain here. The great thing is the chain is really, really easy to cut. You can use scissors even if you want to, or you can use a pair of cutters, which is what I'm about to do, where essentially what you need to do is just make sure that you use your little cutters here and cut between 2 little balls. So if you have a look, it's important that you don't cut one of the balls, you cut between the balls. That's the important part. So I'll just bring in my little cutters here and snip between. You can just see if I put it down there, between the balls, cut like that, and then that will give you a nice clean end. So wherever you need to cut them, that's where you do it. You take the little last ball of your chain, and as I said, because it's the right size and shape as the cup, they just drop straight in. It's really, really easy to get them into position like that. Now, like I said, if it's sitting on the table, the reason I do this on the table is it makes the process so much easy. If your hands are a little bit shaky, I tend to have a bit shaky hands when I'm trying to, try and do things on the table. If it's sitting on the table, it's not moving. It's not going anywhere. Gravity is holding it in place. The bead mat is holding it in place. Nothing's moving. It's all sort of stuck where it is. And then that way I can just bring in the tip of my pliers very, very gently. I don't know why, but I've decided to do this right-handed. I should have done it with my left hand, but it doesn't matter. So bring your pliers in and then just squeeze very gently. Very, very gently. And then you can see there, it brings the 2 pieces together. They fold over nice and smoothly. You can give this little bit of squeeze if you want to, like so. And that will finish that little end, and now you can attach it onto a jump ring, for example. So if I take a jump ring, such as the ones you get in the kit just here, so see that? There's your little jump ring. Because my beads on my shirt are sideways, you can actually thread your jump ring through the top of the shirt. Come on now, get focus. I'll zoom out a little so it'll focus a bit better. There you go. So the little jump ring will just go straight through that little bead right there. And then take my little side culotte and just thread it onto the jump ring as well. Should just go on nice and easily, like so. And then using my pliers, or because I'm lazy, I'll just use my fingers. You just close the jump ring over. And there is one side of your necklace. So then I'll say, okay, my necklace is going to be this long. I'll take my cutters and I'll cut it at that length, which is whatever size you want half of your necklace to be. Cut it between the balls, add another culotte on the end, and then a clasp. Then, oh yeah, I'll show you how to use this clasp, actually, seeing as we give you them. You've also got... Let's get out another one of these, and I'll attach the opposite side, and then I'll turn it into a necklace, shall I? So then we've got... I'll do the same process again. Side culotte here. Let's zoom right in, nice and close. Drop that side culotte just into the end there. Oops, fell out. Drop it in there. There we go. And then with these little pliers, and as Wayne asked, no glue. Don't require any glue. You just... squeeze it with a little pair of pliers. There you go. Look at that. Nice and easy. Done and dusted. Nicely attached. Open your next jump ring. Just here. Zoom out a little. Thread through that end, little delicate bead. This can be a little bit fiddly, this part just here. But it should go through relatively easily. There we go. That's through. Add on my little other piece there, thread that on. Alright, I'll use the pliers. I tell you, I always try and take shortcuts and I'm punished for it. So there we go. There's the little piece there. I will just zoom out. There we go. So see that there? And now I'll just make sure both pieces are the same size approximately. So there we go. Bring in my cutters, cut at approximately the same spot. Cut there. And now what I'm going to do is take one of these little fellas, which I'm sure you're probably quite familiar with them, but haven't seen them off of an actual thing here. Is there you go. There's that little bead piece there. And what I'll do now is just take my little t-shirt or Christmas jumper, whatever it is, and pop that into this little gap. These little findings, the first times, they can be a little bit stiff. So see how that little end is joined? You can always use your fingernail just to try and help to separate them a little, but don't do it too much. And then you just put the last little ball of the chain, try and get it nice and neatly inside there, and then you just use a bit of force to get it inside the gap. This is hopefully going to work. Usually it's better if you use a little tool or something. No, I might even have to sort of just separate that end a little. Just use my plier to separate it a little bit. Just a teeny bit, not too much. We don't want to damage the thing. Just get it a little bit open. There we go. And now that little ball should hopefully just pop in there really easily. There we go. Perfect. So that's one side attached. And then we do the same with the other. The last ball or two. Probably should have opened this side up again. Probably regret not doing that. You can enjoy the top of my head for a moment. And then, come on now. Come on now. It's always these last little bits when I'm like, great, and now I'm finished, that it's the slowest. So I'll just use my little plier again. Ever so gently, just open it up a tiny bit. There we go. Bring in my little chain. Maybe I'll put 2 balls in there. Or 1. I don't know. Whatever works. Just pop that inside there. And come on. Obviously, once you've got it in the first time, it's easy. It's just the very first time that it's a bit fiddly. After that, it's a lot easier. By the way, I'm also going to be showing you guys all the pictures that have been sent in very soon. There we go. So now that's in. And we have one. Wait a minute. Finished little shirt necklace. Isn't that cute? Easy peasy. And that's a little something that you can make. Otherwise, of course, you can sort of stitch it onto like a brooch piece, like a little Christmas stocking there. Stitch it onto a brooch piece. Or maybe the Christmas lights. Again, that could be a really fun one to attach to like these little pegs. Like I said, you can always stick it to the top of the peg there, seeing as the gold. We have 12 to show. 12 what? There's a question. There's a question I've missed. Don't know. We have 12 to show? 12 what? I don't know. Apparently we have 12 of something to show. I haven't been paying attention. I've been too busy doing the little technique there. So there. We have... there's 12 pictures to show. Wow, yeah, lots of pictures to show. Great. So, yeah, there you go. You could glue this onto the little peg, and like I said, makes a really fun little... As you can see, I didn't finish my my Rubik's Tea there. Pop that on there with your little piece just there. 12 pictures. So there you go. See, look, you could glue that on and have that on your little mug if you wanted to, as a fun little present for someone. Otherwise, the little hair grips. Again, if you want to glue, you can just glue the hair grips on. Just pop it on there, and then again, that'll go nicely into your hair. Little normal hair grip style thing, and attach whatever charm it is that takes your fancy. Now, one last time before I finish, I'll just do a quick little recap on everything that you get included in the bundle. So hopefully I have it here on the website, so I can show you everything. Oh, Shimmer Ball Chain was the first thing I bought from you back in January 2018. I thought I'd taken a photo of what I'd made with it, but I can't find it. That's a shame. So, yes, let's take a quick little look over at the Bead Spider website. Let's just take a look. If you click the link up in the description, the one that's about today's related products, I can't remember the exact wording that the button has, but if you click on that, it will take you to the Bead Spider website, to the page where you can find all of the products from today's video. So if I just show you very, very quickly, here's the page just here. The November 21st, which is today, Christmas charm patterns. The one just up here at the top corner, the top left corner just here, this is the one where you get everything. So you get the pen as the free gift, plus the pen wrap patterns as the free gift. You also get the pattern sheet for all 28 charm little bundles there. So the shirt, the light, the snowman, reindeer, the reindeer, all of those together, plus the findings, plus the beads, all of that together as one. Oh, it seems I need to put the black pens back in stock, but you can see if you want just the brick stitch patterns, they're here. Oh, I should also mention, also included with this set here, you do get 2 extra patterns. One, which is our complete guide to brick stitch, which will show you all the techniques that you might ever need to use for doing brick stitch. It's included with this, as well as the little finding sheet. So the sheet that tells you how to use all of the different findings you get. Here are just the patterns on their own. Here is just the pen wrap patterns, 5 Christmas pen wrap patterns on their own. We've got the blue pen here. The black pen is still in stock, so I'll just add some extra stock of that black pen if you want any extras. We've got some Delica beads down here. Here's a couple of different colors of shimmer ball chain, so the black if you want extra. The silver here if you want extra. Those little clasp pieces that I used as well. Oh, I didn't put the side culottes in here. I need to do that. But we've also got the blue. There's key chains if you want. Little rings if you want to stick it to a ring. Those little bobby hair clip pieces, more brooches. This one's fun, a duo back. It works as a necklace pendant or as a brooch. So if you feel like wearing it as a brooch, you wear it a brooch one day. If you want it as a pendant, you wear it a pendant as the other day. So that could be great for one of the larger ones, like our Santa's sleigh with the presents in. We've got extra ear wires. There's a few more shimmer chain colors down here. We'll add some extra products in there that are useful, but otherwise this is the one just here where you get absolutely everything, which hopefully I should have the full list available. Yes. So the super bundle includes, you've got, it still says Halloween. That's not quite right. That's Christmas Mayuki Delica bead pack. So approximately 5,700 beads. You've got red, green, blue, black, white, and gold, all in size 11 Mayuki Delicas. You've got the Brick Stitch Findings Bundle, which is this just here. 5 pairs of ear wires, 4 brooches, 3 meters of the silver ball chain, which as you can see, I didn't need to use very much at all. You get 6 of the ball chain clasps. You get a little pinch, I guess, of the little side culottes. You get plenty of those. Plus you get some 3mm jump rings as well. You get the included patterns of the 28 Christmas themed brick stitch patterns. You get our complete guide to brick stitch pattern booklet. You get the findings bundle instruction sheet as well. You've also got 20 meters of the beading thread. You get 1 beading needle included as well, so you don't need to worry about that. And while it's on sale, which it's 30% off, so instead of £35, it's $24.95, you also get the free gift of a Pilot pen, which it's a very, very common pen that you can get, but we've chosen that particular one because it works perfectly for doing pen wraps, but also is very, very readily available so that you can get it from anywhere pretty much. But we give you one included, and you get our pen wrap patterns included as well. So all of that comes included, as you can see, £35 discounted down to just $24.95. 30% off that is, I think, approximately. But yeah, all of that is included in the one pack. And at $24.95. So very, very much worthwhile for the savings on that one just there. Great. Now let's have a look at the pictures that people have sent in. I know you've been eager to see them. I've been eager too. Now, let's have a look at the pictures that have been sent in. Hopefully I can find them all very, very quickly. I should be able to, I would think. And here we are. I've got them all. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pictures. One of which is anonymous, unfortunately, but that's okay. So, first cab off the rank is Agnes Furtos from Birmingham. She said, "Hi Matthew, here is a set I made for a family member." That looks fantastic there. Just there, that looks like it's kind of a mixture between our Calypso and our Hollywood little bundle there. So really, really lovely design that you've made there, sort of interpreting the colors that you've chosen. I like the green, the sort of the different colors of blue, the whole sort of rainbow, and I love how you've turned it into a nice little pair of earrings, but also a nice necklace charm as well. Looks fantastic. Great job there to Agnes. I absolutely love that. Great job to her. Charlotte, as promised, she has sent us a picture of her her little piece that she's made, the scarf ring. So she followed my part 1 and my part 2 of the scarf bail, which is a beautiful little design. It's got a lovely big 20 mil Rivoli in the middle there, as well, plus some little 4 mil bicones as well. She said my bead mat, top view and side view of the patterns there. This pattern was so much fun. My mill, I can't quite see. My mill wants me to make her a bunch for the ladies of her quilting group. My mum, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, looks great. Great job there to Charlotte. So again, that one there is one of the tutorials I did, which looks great when you're wearing your sort of scarves. Oh, Doris, amazing. She said, these are a couple Ice Angel baubles I just finished. Trying all different colors with bead soup I got laying around. That looks fantastic. So she's netted that one, it seems, that little bauble, and then brought it all together and hung on there. Little angels. They're so cute. And I love how you've got the green one and the red one. Nice. Oh, mother-in-law. M-I-L, by the way, was mother-in-law. See, I haven't got one of them, so I didn't know. Yes. The mother-in-law. Okay, so yes, Doris's little baubles there, the red one and the green one. I'd love to know where you got the actual baubles from, Doris. They look fantastic. Gorgeous quality. Are they glass, maybe? But yeah, the little piece just there looks fantastic. So great job there from Doris. Absolutely love it. Well done. And the angels are a beautiful touch to the end. Oh, wow, this looks complicated. Franklin, who was new, he said it was his first time watching. He said, hello, Matthew. I'm working on the last few ornaments for my Christmas tree. Those look absolutely spectacular. Wow, they should have taken you quite amount of time. I wish I could see them bigger. Looks like you've used maybe peyote stitch and then joined them with like a herringbone stitch maybe. I can't quite see. It's only really small. And is there a Rivoli in the center? I can't quite tell. I want to see them bigger. I can't. Wait, maybe if I press this button, now I can see. Great. Yeah, wow, spectacular workmanship there from Franklin. Looking fantastic, and I love those blue and gold. The color really like pops, doesn't it? Looks so vibrant. Beautiful. Great work there, and I love how beautifully made they are. So great job to Franklin, who is new today, never watched before. Thanks for joining, and thank you for sending us your pictures. Leslie Tabron as well. I hope I said that right. Tabron, I don't know. She saw I saw a tutorial and made this little bracelet. I think thank you, Bead Spider, for all your tutorials and inspiration. Well, that looks fantastic there, Leslie. She's used, looks like right angle weave in that one to make those beautiful little flower squares, and it looks like are they 6x4 crystals and then I would say either a size 11 seed bead or maybe a size 10 Preciosa. Could go either way, but looks beautiful. Great job there to Leslie. Really, really fun little bracelet, and I bet you it looks absolutely gorgeous when you wear it on your wrist. Those blues and greens look great together. Great job there to Leslie. I love it. Thank you for sending in your picture. So, let's see. Linda, she's made the Barkley Square necklace. I see instead of my clasp, she's put on her own little magnetic clasp. So, very nice. I'm glad that you've popped your own little touch to it. So, this is the Barkley Square necklace in damson. I added a magnetic clasp instead of the bead and loop. First time using spider-on thread. Takes a little time getting used to it. Well, yes, it can be, but I find that it is a very, very good thread because it's already bonded. It's really good for keeping its tension, and you can see Linda's got a fabulous tension with her work there and looks fantastic. And I see you've added those little picots as well of beads around the edges. Looks absolutely gorgeous there, Linda. I love your work. Fantastic job. Thank you for sending that in. That is one of the kits on our website, by the way. If you're interested, you can get that from our website. Wow, Martine Leon. Put up my Christmas tree a little early this year and decorated with all my creations made during COVID time. I hope you like it. Take care, Martine. I love it, Martine. That's fantastic. They look great. The one second from the top, I think it is, that blue one, the really big one, that one I think is possibly my favorite. It looks absolutely gorgeous on there. The blue tones, it's almost like an ombre that you've made from that one, which I think look really, really gorgeous. It's like really interesting geometric beaded pieces. They're so popular, these stars especially. Maybe I should do a tutorial on one just to sort of help people who've never made one before. But yeah, I love how they're all different sizes, different patterns. Must have taken you a long time. So I assume you've been at home quite a bit lately. But yeah, great job, Martine. Looking beautiful. Loads and loads of different ones there. And thank you again for sending in your picture. Looks lovely. Monica, she's been busy. She's at it again. She says, what do you think? I hope you like it. Monica lives over in Borneo and she makes her pieces on a loom. That one there looks absolutely spectacular. I love the sort of almost tribal looking design that she's put onto that strap. The big single strap piece that she's made on the loom there looks fantastic. And then that eagle looks gorgeous as well, and the colors all together. Oh, it's beautiful. Great job there, Monica. I really, really love that. Thank you for sending that one in. And then, yeah, she's made that one, and she's all the way off in Borneo. So thank you, Monica, for sending that one in as well. And the fringing on the bottom is beautiful. I like it. Great. Vicky, she's made one of our Christmas wreaths. Here is my first wreath for Christmas tree. I think it is great. I'm glad you love it, Vicky. Vicky's made that from the tutorial that Jermaine did. It must have been just a little over a week ago, maybe. I can't remember. But that one's using gorgeous Preciosa beaded leaves. So if you haven't seen that one, have a look on our website. That one's over there as well. It comes in 3 colors. That one looks like the autumn color, maybe, I would think. But yeah, it looks great there. You've made that one really well, and I like how you've got really even coverage all the way around of leaves everywhere. I know the camera doesn't quite do it justice, but yeah, great job there as well to Vicky. Thank you for following the tutorial, for getting the kit and making along with us. Looks great. Vicky's also sent us another one. She's done more beading here. It looks like, again, unfortunately, the camera is a little blurry, I think, there. But yeah, she's made a beautiful piece there with, looks like she's herringbone stitched twin beads together, or maybe super duos, and made them into a lovely big star-shaped square thing. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Is that a Christmas tree decoration there? Or maybe it's a pendant. It could go either way. That's the great thing about some of these things. You could wear them at Christmas time, or you could wear them at any time of year if you wanted to just use it as a pendant any time in winter. I reckon that design there would look great over the top of like maybe a necklace or something, who knows, over like a big jumper, like a pendant sort of bust length necklace. Oh wow, this is a nativity scene. Beautiful. Since Christmas is our current theme, I thought I would show you the very first. That's your first peyote project. Wow, my very first peyote project I ever did. I started with 5 different patterns and combined them to make this scene. I mounted it between glass in a gold frame. Wow, Wayne, that is... I tell you, you never cease to amaze me there, Wayne. He took 5 different designs and sort of compressed them all into one big, beautiful, massive piece and turned it into a fantastic nativity scene. Looks absolutely gorgeous there, Wayne. Beautiful work, as always. Wayne is a very, very talented beader. I don't know how long you've been beading for, Wayne, but clearly you are loving it and enjoying it and making some beautiful things. I hope you're enjoying that one. Thank you very, very much for sending in your picture, Wayne. I hope everybody loves that one. Nice sort of nativity themed one. Lots and lots of beautiful colors. Looks amazing, Wayne. Great work there as well. This one, it's the last one that we have. We were sent this one in, but anonymously. I don't know who it came from. So if you're watching and this is your design, I'd love to know. Comment in and say, it was me, I sent it. Because this one came into us via MMS message to our email address. But looks like some beautiful beaded netting that's been done there. A great little necklace. I love that one as well. The colors work beautifully. That sort of deep reddy tone, and then that sort of rich brown color as well. Sort of, it's almost like a grayish browny tone. Looks absolutely gorgeous, looking really, really beautiful and made beautifully. Again, we don't know who that one's from, so if you're there and you're watching, comment in and saying, that was me, it was mine. Because obviously we want to recognize all the people who've been sending in pictures, their talents, and sort of show off everything that everyone's been doing. Great, so, oh, there's one more picture. Apparently there's one more picture. I will just see if I can find that one very, very quickly, and then we will continue on. Just give me 20 more seconds. From Erica is the picture, apparently. Let's see. One more picture from Erica. Yes, here it is. One more. Let's just add that in. And go back one. No, this button. There we go. Erica Pross, thank you for teaching me how to do this lovely pendant. So let's just pop it so I can make it a bit bigger again. Great. So she's made the little beaded pendant with the twin beads. So when did I do that one? That was last Saturday's tutorial. But Erica has taken some beads that she already had. She's added a beautiful drop to the bottom there. Put a lovely, beautiful rivulet in the center. Use those twin beads. Gorgeous little design that she sort of adapted with hers. But yeah, looking fantastic there from Erica as well. Beautiful little design. Looks great, and I absolutely love it. Thank you very, very much, Erica. Your color choices were beautiful, and I'm glad we managed to get that one shown and sent in just in time before I finished off. Let's see. Kay has asked, how long did that take, Wayne, to make that beautiful nativity scene? He said a long time, a very long time. So yeah, thank you everybody for sending in your pictures. Doris has just let us in that she just got her baubles from a local shop. She said they're not glass, just shatterproof. So great. Again, lots and lots of pictures. I love doing this. It's my favorite little segment of the week, which we'll try and continue doing that every Saturday that we're doing our tutorials. So send us your pictures to live@beadspider.co.uk, and I'll try and get you on the show for next time we do this. I see. Our mystery beader was Oluyomi, it seems. Oluyomi. Am I saying it right? I don't know. Oluyomi was the one who sent in that beautiful necklace that we didn't know who it was. That was her. So thank you very much. She was the first one on here ready to comment. So I'm so glad we were able to show her design as well. But yes, now that we know who it is. They were 60mm baubles, by the way, says Doris, that in her little design that she made. But yeah, lots and lots of pictures there. Lots of fun. I hope you've enjoyed this week's tutorials. We've got more coming next week. We've got a very, very big, exciting thing coming. It's a brand new design next Saturday. It's sort of my own design, and I've adapted it from a previous kit that we've done and made a beautiful necklace. It's one of our most popular kits as in its bracelet form. I'm going to be bringing out a brand new necklace version of it. I have a feeling you guys are going to love it, so make sure you're here for next Saturday. We are also going to be live on Friday and Wednesday. I can't think for the life of me what we've got planned. I'm constantly trying to get it on top of everything to make sure that we're ready and prepared for our tutorials for you guys here, so that you can all join in and sort of enjoy fantastic quality tutorials. I look forward to seeing your pictures that you send in over the next week. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. As I always say, it's the easiest way to help us spread the word and grow our channel. Is if you're on Facebook, share this video. If you're on YouTube, make sure you're subscribing as well. You can even copy the link and share it with your friends on Facebook. Email it to people. Make sure you're signing up for our necklace, our come on brain, our newsletter. I got there eventually. Sign up for our newsletter so that you get your £5 worth of patterns, and then you'll be aware when we're doing videos. Franklin's here. He says, thank you for a great time, Matthew. Well, I'm glad he's joined in. As he said, it was his very first stream. I don't know how many people we had on today. I think there might have been quite a few. But yeah, Doris said, thank you, Matthew, for a great tutorial. We'll look forward to the next one on Wednesday. Bye, Jermaine and Andrew. So pretty much whatever time the tutorial started today where you are, that's what time I'll be back on Wednesday and Friday and Saturday this coming week. Lots and lots of fun things planned. You'll find out about them in your email inbox first, but then of course you'll be able to find them all on the Bead Spider website, now Facebook and YouTube and all of that. But yeah, thank you all for sending in your pictures. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for so many comments. I don't think we've had as many comments and shares as before as today. So thank you all very, very much for being part of the Bead family. We all appreciate you here very, very much. But especially me. Monica's off to bed. She says good night. Good night, Monica. Thank you for staying up so late there in Borneo. I know it must be late there. And I hope all of you in the US have a lovely morning. Here in the UK, it's about time. Oh, wow, over 100 people. Yeah, here in the UK, I'm going to be having a lovely evening now that it's 5:15 in the afternoon. Long stream today. I think this is one of my longest. There was lots to show you. But yeah, thank you, everyone. I will see you on Wednesday. Have a great day. Bye-bye.